end up missing the opportunity to receive value from the people around us who are out there impacting and improving and changing people's lives. This is Thinking Out Loud, episode 6. Today's video, I want to try a new format today, okay? So usually I would play the entire TikTok clip and then comment afterwards. Today I want to try playing it piece by piece. You're pausing and commenting until I finish this video. In today's video, we are talking about how people that know you put you in a certain box, and once you try to get out of that box, they feel that it's cringy, but it makes them uncomfortable, and you end up not receiving support from people that know you. And yes, so let's get into it.
I feel like people have a hard time watching others that they know blossom into who they're supposed to be because people put you in a specific box. And when you are trying to get out of that box, because that's not you, they're just like, why are you trying to get out the box?
I just want to add something. She said, when you are trying to get out of the box, and because that's not you, I think most of the time, it's not necessarily that it's not you, but it's just a side of you. It's just a side of you that they know. Now you are trying to be much more than. Now you are trying to be more than what they know.
Have you in this box? Where are you trying to go? And then they feel like you trying to get out of the box is like cringy or something.
So they've put you in this box, right? And now you're trying to get out of this box to try to be something else, to try to be more than what you are right now. And when people find it cringy or are very uncomfortable with this new person that you're trying to do, I find it interesting, because as long as you're not harming yourself or the people around you or anybody else, there shouldn't be anything wrong with you trying to get out of the box. There shouldn't be anything wrong with you trying to improve yourself and try to better yourself. Why is somebody trying to be more than what you know cringy or uncomfortable? And I've seen it happen mostly with people who are trying to do something online, like you have a friend who's trying to offer a service online, or they're just trying to be a content creator like me right now. Some of the people that you know will be uncomfortable with your content. Like, I understand that we are people who we like different things. Some people just don't like this type of, for example, for me, some people don't like this type of videos. Some people just prefer vlogs, but I'm not talking about that. I mean, where just somebody just finds it uncomfortable that you're trying something new, that you're trying to be more than what they already know. And what I've noticed is that people who find that uncomfortable most of the time is people who would also actually like to do something, who would like to try something else, but they can't because of their fears. They can't. They end up projecting their fears onto you. They end up projecting their fears onto you. They're the very same people who would be like, aren't you embarrassed to have like 0 views? Aren't you embarrassed that you haven't sold anything? Even though every day you're promoting your product, even though every day you are screaming about the service that you're offering, isn't it embarrassing not to receive any offers or any sales? Not to have any sales? And I'm like, do we forget that we all, every time when you are starting something, you're going to struggle? For those who are Christian, the Bible says, do not despise your small beginnings. Why do people hate it when they see somebody starting and still building and still struggling? Most of the time it's because you are struggling. I want to start something too. I'm afraid that I'm going to struggle. So seeing you going through all of that, it makes me uncomfortable. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the fact that what you're offering is not good. It has nothing to do with the fact that the value that you're providing is not good. It's just that I'm projecting my own fears. It reminds me of people who, when you are driving, when you are in driving school and it's time for you to go to the road, you are driving with your 20 and you would have drivers screaming at you. You know how it feels to be at driving school. You know how it feels to be in driving school. You were there. You were once a beginner too. You were once learning how to drive. Driving at 20 to and from. You know how it feels like to be in driving school. So why is it necessary for you to be screaming at somebody who is still learning how to drive? Maybe even startling them. I just don't get it. Have you forgotten how it felt when you were learning something? When you were learning how to drive, why are you screaming at a beginner? Come on, y'all. We have all been at a place where you are still learning something and you are struggling. Why is me still learning, still struggling, making you uncomfortable? And one thing that I've noticed is that I have never seen a fellow YouTuber making fun of a fellow YouTuber for having like less views or whatever. I have never seen a business person, somebody who has struggled before, somebody who knows how it feels, making fun of another business person for still, like building and still struggling at the beginning, because they know how it feels. Okay, unless that person has issues, unless you have issues. But as a mentally healthy person who has been through all of that, I have never seen them making fun of a fellow business person, a fellow YouTuber, a fellow whatever, because they know the struggle. The people who are always making noise are the people who are not doing anything, are the people who actually want to do something, but they're too scared. Now they're projecting their fears on you. They're scared that there will be someone like them making fun of them.
But even Jesus couldn't go back to his hometown and help the people how he wanted to help them, because they were just like, aren't you just a carpenter? What are you doing?
And as for this one boils down to familiarity. When you are so familiar with somebody that you don't see them to be more than what you already know. Like right now, let's say my best friend is an accountant. She's my best friend. She's an accountant, right? And if I can't see her as more than my best friend, I'll be able to miss the value that she could offer as an accountant when I need those services, when I need the services of an accountant. Jesus was a healer. There's been evidence of his actions. Everybody knew how great he was. He healed people. He was imparting wisdom on people. Now when he goes back home, they're like, you are just a carpenter. See now these people in his hometown are going to miss an opportunity to be healed. They're going to miss an opportunity to sit down and hear his teachings, because all they see is this person who grew up in this place. All they see is this carpenter who is here. What do you mean you can heal people? So we end up missing so many opportunities. We end up missing our miracles. We end up missing the opportunity to receive value from the people around us who are out there impacting and improving and changing people's lives. But when they come back home, the people that know them just can't seem to receive the very same value that other people are receiving out there. Like, you are living with somebody incredible, but because you can't see past this image that you have of them, or this image of them, this part of them that you see every day, now you can't reap the benefit of being close to somebody that great. Like, you could have like a sister who is in HR making videos on YouTube here on how to ace interviews and whatnot, because this person is your sister, you would not interact with their content, or you would not even ask them when they're just right next to you. And when they just try to offer you the advice because you don't ask, you end up getting annoyed, because who do you think you are? I mean, this person is an HR manager who's changing lives. So I'm sure you can reap so much from them. So familiarity prevents us from seeing the greatness of people around us, and we end up not benefiting from them. And it is also the reason why we don't, and it's one of the reasons why we don't end up supporting the people around us, because you feel like, I don't know what this image of you is, and I'm not very comfortable with it. And you end up not buying this person's product because you're like, Tepi, you doing nails. I would rather have Cynthia do my nails. I don't trust you. Not you. You're always so clumsy at home, or you are always so clumsy when we are hanging out. Are you sure you can do nails? I feel like you might stab me with one of those little sharp thingies. You might end up just stabbing me with something. Just so clumsy. No. They might, that person might have that clumsy side when they're hanging out with you, but when it comes to that profession, it's that profession. A new side of them comes out.
They had absolutely no type of faith in him. And so that just goes to show you really low-key, high-key have to get out of your familiar environment to even be something most of the time.
I feel that. I've seen it. You know how most of the time when people leave their hometown, their lives start to improve. They start to do so much better. Most of the time, yes, I get it. It's because of the new experiences, new opportunities, meeting new people and all of that. And eventually that will contribute to the success that you have. But I feel like the fact that you left that place that you're so familiar with, the place where people have seen you from the moment you were crawling to now, once you leave it, you start to just see the world so differently, and you also become a bit free to try new things, to experiment, to try new things, to better yourself, and to just tap into different sides of you that you never explored, because you are not around people who have known you since you were a baby, who would be like you, not you being a dancer. You have always been. See, now they become voices that end up discouraging you. They become voices that end up just making you stagnant. Of course, if you are somebody who can rise above all of that, you can. But still, I just feel like it's just unnecessary mental gymnastics to be around people who are constantly bringing you down. Do you have to constantly be fighting? Do we really have to constantly be fighting all these voices? Come on. We already have so much to deal with. Now having to deal with voices that are against you every day because you're strong, and you just have to sit there and take it because you're strong. Is it necessary? Like, I have said it before that I'm somebody who sometimes has a very lazy approach to things. If I can reduce the mental load by moving away, by removing myself from the situation, I will do it. I've said it before, I will do it.